Gonna take a sentimental journey, gonna set my mind at ease. Gonna take a sentimental journey to relive old memories. Got my bag, I got my reservation, spent each time I could afford. Like a child in wild anticipation, long to hear that all aboard. Seven, that's the time we leave at 7. I'll be waiting up for heaven. Got every mile of railroad track that takes me back. Never thought my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gonna take a sentimental journey, sentimental journey home. So yearning, why did I decide to roam? Gonna take a sentimental journey, sentimental journey home, sentimental journey home, sentimental.
Please make your way to the seats. We're starting momentarily. Welcome to the Metropolitan Theater in downtown Winnipeg. Tonight, we gather for something truly special. The Manitoba Business Hall of Fame Gala and Inductees Ceremony. Tonight, we proudly honor this year's inductees. Posthumously, Bob Mazur, founder, president, and CEO of the Mazur Group. Charlie Spiring, founder and chair of Wellington Altus Financial, Inc. And Paul Soubry, President and CEO of New Flyer Industries. This evening, we will also recognize past Hall of Fame inductees and honored guests who are in attendance. You'll hear inspiring stories from 2 junior achievers, along with 13 one-minute rapid-fire pitches from Manitoba's next generation of business leaders. And yes, you'll get to meet a junior achiever up close and personal. Make sure you've got some cash on you. And we'll close out this evening with a fireside chat to remember, featuring Charlie Spiring and Paul Soubry. All of this right here, right now, inside the beautiful Met. Would you please help me welcome your Master of Ceremonies for this evening, Mr. Greg Bieber.
I had to make sure my mic was on. Hi, everybody. I know you're getting settled. I'm used to waiting. I've done it for years. Who's who in the zoo here? Let's just look around. Here, just looking around. Look forward to your speech. Thank you, Mayor. Tahar, let's do the light flick. My mic's a little hot. We stumbled across flickering the lights last year to get some order restored in the room because it's a transition coming from the reception to the formal part. For 5 years, I've stood up here waiting patiently for that to happen, so much so that I've been up here so much I felt like I'm really part of the decor. But not tonight. Tonight we use electricity. Tonight we use the light flickering. Tahar, do that again, please. That's a signal for you to disengage from what you're doing. Refocus up here. We've got an action-packed gala. You're going to love it. Plus, I have too much respect for all of you to leave anybody behind this evening. So we travel together. So let me do a room check-in. I think we're ready. I'm ready. You ready? Let's do this together. Good evening. It's so nice to see so many familiar faces here at tonight's event. There are, however, some unfamiliar faces, people I have not met. So allow me to introduce myself. My name is Greg Bieber. I will be your Master of Ceremonies and your fireside chat moderator for this evening. And on behalf of the Manitoba Business Hall of Fame, I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to the 12th inductee gala dinner and ceremony, where tonight we're inducting the 41st, the 42nd, and the 43rd members of the Manitoba Business Hall of Fame. Sure. I'd like to introduce you to them now. Sadly, our first inductee will be inducted posthumously, Mr. Bob Mazur, founder, president, and chair of the Mazur Group. His family, from Brandon, Manitoba, my old stomping grounds. Where's the Mazurs? Whereabouts are they? Patty and sons John and Andrew and a supporting cast at the table. Let's give them a warm Winnipeg welcome, shall we? All right. Brandon connection, for sure. We'll talk about that later this evening. Charlie Spiring, founder, chair, Wellington Altus Financial, Inc., here with Dana, son Cole, a lot of friends, supporters, and colleagues. Charlie Spiring. Subs is here, okay. Paul Subri, president and CEO of New Flyer Industries, recently transitioned out of that role because when we started this whole process, you held those roles. You couldn't tell us what was happening. Now advisor to New Flyer Industries, along with his wife, Christine, son, Paul Subri, the third. Where are you? Where's the third? Right there, okay. And Maddie, where's Maddie? And extended family and friends and colleagues in attendance, Paul Subri. We're going to shine a brighter light on our inductees later. Helen White and Julie Biggs, where did you go? Come back in the loge. Helen White and Julie Biggs paired up tonight, provided us entertainment for the reception, and we'll do so for the dinner. Helen White is a jazz aficionado, and Julie Biggs, thank you for your lovely performance. Really appreciate it. I'm always curious to know who's here for the first time. So by a show of hands, how many are attending for the very first time? Okay. And so for those that didn't put up their hands, then you've been here before. You know the routine, but I'll give you a refresher for those that have returned. And for your newbies, here's how the evening is going to unfold. We're going to break the evening out in thirds. I'm going to hold, for the first third, I'm going to hold court. We're going to hear, like I'm doing now, we'll hear remarks from 3 speakers. That'll take us to about 7 o'clock-ish. That's the first third. The second third, we'll transition into your dinner. Good luck eating it, because there'll be lots of action. This is the junior achievement part of the evening. Greg Leipzig, president and CEO of JA Manitoba, will come and say a few remarks. We have 2 sponsors, the Baronic family, Pratt's Wholesaler, and Waterford Global will hand out 3 sponsorship scholarships. We'll hear from the JAers themselves. And then last year we tried this. It worked out really well. We had great feedback. 13 JAers were up here. They gave a 1-minute pitch on their idea, what they created. And I know it's 1 minute because I'm in charge of the time. They get a 10-second notice, and then it's shut down. You're going to hear them rapid fire. And then after that, we're turning those 13 and a whole whack more of JAers to you senior achievers. They're going to come to your table and they're going to pitch their ideas. This is their Andy Warhol moment. And people ask me, I've got some money, should I buy that little item or this? By all means, it's all about commerce. Let the love and the money flow tonight. It's organized chaos, I'm telling you, but it's a ton of fun. And that'll take us to 8:20, 8:25. That's the second third. The last third, as you can imagine, is the inductee ceremony, which will lead each of the inductees with a video. Oh my God, not that video. And we'll hear from somebody from Bob Mazer family, and then Charlie and Paul and I are going to have a fireside chat with a few rapid fire questions at the end. We're out of here no later than 9:30. That is a commitment. We've been very good on that. We're very respectful of your time. We're probably going to bump up against it because we have 3 inductees versus 2. But you want to stay longer, have at her, but 9:30 we're done. So that's our evening. Third, a third, a third. This is probably the time maybe to acknowledge the land that we're gathered on. The land acknowledgement for me is not, I think it's more than a formality. It's a reminder of the long history of the ongoing presence and the resilience of the Indigenous peoples in our own province. We're all well aware we're on Treaty 1 territory, which is the traditional lands of the Dakota, the Dene, the Ojibwe, and the Cree people, and the birthplace and homeland of the Red River Métis Nation. We're all well aware, I think, that we drink some of the best water in the world coming from Shoal Lake 41st Nation and Treaty 3 territory. They don't have to boil their water anymore. How cool is that? But for years, we drank the water that they had to boil. Ours was clean. And Treaty 5 territory gives us the opportunity to get the light flickering from up north. They provide the energy, the hydro, and the Indigenous communities provided us, looked after this land long before you and I were here and before we even knew what a hydro bill was. That's Treaty 5 territory. But there was an agreement signed 150 years ago or so in the spirit of partnership, but that spirit got broken. And as a result, harms occurred, mistrust, imbalances, and now we're all faced with a new reality where we're now committed to work together, albeit messy, deliberately, in the spirit of truth, reconciliation, partnership, and collaboration with our Indigenous communities. And therein lies, from me to you, our land acknowledgement for this evening. "40 inductees prior to this evening. Some are in attendance tonight. Some are being represented by family that were unable to make it, and some have passed away but have family representation. I want to cover off those that have that energy in the room tonight. In 2013, James A. Richardson and Son, the airport you fly in and out of, was inducted. Muriel Richardson was also inducted that year. That was the first year this started. And 2020, Hartley Richardson was inducted. We have some Richardson royalty in the room. Dan Hirsch and Katie Hall Hirsch. Where are you guys? Whereabouts are you? Right there? Dan and Katie Richardsons. Okay, I know. You don't like the word royalty, but when you're part of a family lineage that's been around 10 years longer than the actual country's been in confederation, you get that title. You could have Justin Bieber's lineage, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'd take yours over Justin's. Okay, my last name's Bieber, Justin Bieber. I'm trying to put the connection together. No? There was a disconnect here somewhere. Too serious, too serious at the front end. Lori Pollard from the Pollard Banknote was inducted in 2014. Gordon and Doug and John, their families have really been huge supporters of this event. Lori's grandchildren, 2 of them, Michael and Brock, are in attendance. That's Gordon and Susan's sons. Where's the Pollard table? Where are we? Yeah, thank you very much. Right in the back room there. Right in the back. Give them a round of applause. Pollards have been huge supporters of this event. In 2017, the Honorable Douglas G. Everett was inducted. Two of his children are here, Ashley and Doug, and Ashley's husband, which would be the Honorable Everett's son-in-law, Stuart, is in attendance. And where are you guys? Help me out here. Oh, you're right there? Okay. How about a round of applause for them? Fun fact about Honorable Everett, he was the youngest senator ever appointed. I don't know if it's changed, at the age of 39. Usually they're about 99 before they get in there, but at 39, he obviously had the goods, and the Prime Minister of the day, Lester B. Pearson, was the one that appointed him. I don't know if that's been, if somebody younger has been appointed. That's kind of a cool, fun fact. 2018, Ida Elbow. Where are you, Ida? Usually over here. So where are you? Where is she? Right there, Fort Garry, inducted. Where's Jerry Price? Where are you? Where's Jerry? Sorry, I'm looking right here. So Jerry Price was inducted the same year Ida was. He's here with his amazing wife, Barb. I think you're here? Yes? Is Barb here? Oh, she's sick. Okay, well, I want to tell this story anyway. Anyway, Jerry's been, I think we all know about Jerry, his incredible financial success, his community give back, the tragedy with his son passing away, and what his wife had to go through. And 10 years ago, he was a featured guest in my CEO luncheon series. And you'll see tonight where with Charlie and Paul and I will have a conversation, and we'll do some rapid fire questions of which they don't know what they are, and neither did Jerry. But the last question I asked Jerry, because he and Barb are such a team and everything they've gone through, I said, you might remember this question. I said, Jerry, what do you know for sure? And do you remember what you said? You said Barb, his wife. There wasn't a dry eye in the room when he said that. Do you remember saying that? Because I remember. I told my wife that, and she said, you would never say that. She's in Australia. I don't, she's right. And so she's not here, so what we talk about tonight, that doesn't go back to her. Jerry Price was inducted in 2018 from Price Industries. He's here with a number of colleagues. Jerry Price. Okay, Harvey, where are you? You get your own. There you are. Doug Harvey. He is here. He was inducted in 2020, the same year Hartley was, and by Herculean efforts, I'm quite sure Doug Harvey's here, but he wouldn't let you know it. He's been battling cancer for 12 years. He's a walking miracle. And the reason he's here is because he cares about the community, he cares about the inductees, and he cares about this event. He was inducted in 2020 with Maxim Truck and Trailer. He's here with Jan. Hi, Jan. They tricked me into this job, by the way. He did it for 5 years, right? And then somehow tricked me to come up here, and this is my 6th year. Where's Leipzig? We should get 5-year jackets like from SNL, right? We should, right? Yeah, no, it's not working for me. It's not working for me. But Megan is here, right? And Jordan, and Lauren is here, and extended families. And I love this man. It's a privilege to call him my friend. Great community guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Harvey. Hey, Doug. Lee Mahar, where are you? Where are you? Help me out. Right over here. Lee Mahar, along with her husband, Pat Mahar, scoot around. It was 2023. We did that interview. Amazing story. Fantastic interview. I think they're up there with the Parishes and the Fitzpatricks and the Nelsons. Just long friendships and great community people. Lee Mahar from Scoot Around 2023 is here in the house. In 2024, David Johnson from the Johnson Group was inducted. He is not in attendance, but I didn't see him earlier, but I only spent a few minutes out. Matt, where's my good friend Matt? Where are you, Matt? Help me out. Well, he's away. So Matt Johnson is not here, and either is Jane. We won't acknowledge them then. We'll just forget. We'll erase the inductee for the Johnson Group for 2024. No, David Johnson. I did not know that. Okay. Thank you, Adam Hansen, for letting me know that. And then in 2025, the which was last year. Where are you, Lenny? Over where? Here. Pratt's Wholesaler, the Bronick Group. Lenny's here representing the family of Jeff and Jason and his mother. And is also one of the sponsors this evening for a couple of awards, Lenny Bronick. Your colleagues at Smith's Meats have been looking after me. I got 40 ribeyes for the cottage this summer. It's so awesome. So I can't wait to cook them up and have a little red wine and send you the pics. There's some dignitaries that are in the house. We have a couple of MLAs from the government of the day. Would you please stand, because you get the right to do that as politicians. Where is the Right Honorable Renee Cable, Minister of Advanced Education and Training? Where are you, Renee? Where are you? Sorry. Oh, you say, oh, there's Renee. Okay, and we're going to hear from Renee later. Okay, that's Renee. That's Renee Clark. Again, Renee Cable. Give her a round of applause. The Right Honorable Ron Kostician, Minister of Agriculture. Where are you, Ron? You're the same. Where are you? Help me out. Over there? Okay. Where's the Assiniboine Community College table? Right here. Okay. That's my alma mater. Right there. That's what, this roll up here, that's what 2 years of business administration gets you. So my foray into politics is I actually was president of the student association at Assiniboine Community College the year they brought the stubby beer bottles, got into the long necks, and I won because I promised every faculty a beer bash. I won by landslide. It was a fantastic year. I don't remember much of it, but it was a ton of fun, and that's 83 or 84. We have two mayors in the house today. Where's Jeff Fawcett and his wife Sylvia? Where are you guys? Help me out. Is Jeff here? Where's Jeff? He's way at the back. Okay. His Worship, Jeff Fawcett, the Mayor of Brandon. Let's acknowledge a warm Winnipeg welcome for Jeff Fawcett. His dad, Wayne Fawcett, was my grade 8 science teacher. You want to thank him for giving me a C. I've not gotten over that. And our mayor, His Worship, a friend to all, more about him later because he'll be speaking. Would you please stand? Our mayor, Scott Gillingham. Right here. I'm almost done. There are a couple other big deals in the room. Where the 12th president of the University of Manitoba, which is almost 150 years young, Michael Benarosh, where are you? Where is it? Help me out. You're at the back? Okay, and Vanessa's with you. Michael Benarosh, the university president. And at that table should be a very dear friend of mine, an incredible leader in this community, the chancellor of the university, assistant dean, Mr. Dave Angus. You there, Dave? Is Dave there? He's not here. Okay, then we won't acknowledge them then. We'll just leave that one alone. The last person, anyway, please say hi to Dave for me. The last person's not in the room, but passed away after the last dinner, but his legacy lives on. The gentleman that refurbished what was once called the Allen Theater in 1920. This very building then got converted to Famous Player Theaters. It was a cinema, then it shut down, it shuttered, and then in 87, it got refurbished. You know who I'm talking about, I think? Made this beautiful facility for us, Leo Letahowski. Leo, if you're looking down on us, thank you for this beautiful legacy. It's crazy. This is beautiful. Our first speaker is the Minister of Advanced Education and Training. You can start making your way up. The Right Honorable Renee Cable. A few remarks from the government of the day. The lectern is yours.
Did you know I'm a Brandon girl?
No.
You got my heart.
Really?
Yeah.
From one Brandonite to another. I didn't know that.
We Kings. Hello, everybody.
All right, over to Renee.
Oh, you got me now? If I haven't met you before, my name is Renee Cable. I have the honor and privilege of being the Minister of Advanced Education and Training.
So there is a very good chance that either you're connected to a post-secondary or you've come through a post-secondary that I have the privilege of representing here. I am here on behalf of Premier Wab Canoe, who is away doing some really good things in Ottawa right now, and Minister Jamie Moses, who is also getting himself ready to go away and bring back some more goodies for Manitoba. But it's my honor to stand in their place this evening, especially to honor these phenomenal recipients. I just whispered on my way up that I'm a Brandon girl. So as luck would have it, my grandparents lived next door to the Mazers in the West End in Brandon. So there is something very special about this province that we live in that sometimes people think it's a little too small, but I think it's fantastic that I can come into a room like this, have personal connections. I see friends that I worked with years ago in the room, and that is the special sauce that is Manitoba. It is also the reason that the businesses here are really darn good, because you have to be good and maintain those relationships to be successful here, because people will remember, and they will remember for a long time. So Dana, hi. Another phenomenal woman in the room, Dana Spiring. Do you want to wave? This is, Manitoba punches well above its weight, and you hear it all the time, but I would say that we are right where we need to be right at this moment. We have so many opportunities coming towards us, and we have the right people in the right places to push forward an agenda that will allow us to be big and powerful and successful as we want to be, but also to keep that special love that we can all appreciate about being Manitoban. I want to again congratulate all of the recipients of the awards and pre-congratulate the junior achievement people. In my constituency of Southdale, we have phenomenal instructors and teachers at Windsor Park Collegiate and J.H. Bruns, who are, I heard a whoop from somewhere, who are raising up the next generation of entrepreneurs. I can't wait to see the presentations from these young people, and thank you so much for your attention. And we have to talk about the Brandon connection, because I'm sure there are many.
You bet. The Honorable Minister of Advanced Education and Training, Renee Cable, thank you. Greetings from the province. Our next speaker is our mayor. He's created our own Shibuya with opening up Winnipeg, Portage and Maine. He's got a long list of making changes to the city. I love this guy because he listens. He's tapping into the youth. And how can you not love this guy? A man of cloth who I'd love for you to pray for me on a regular basis, because I did a lot of wrong stuff when I was younger, I can assure you. Our mayor, his worship, please welcome Scott Gillingham.
Thank you very much, Greg. Hey, everybody, let's give it up for Greg Bieber, the one, the only. It is quite remarkable you commit all that introduction to memory, and so thank you so much for that. Thank you also for the very meaningful land acknowledgement. Ministers Cable and Kostishin, my colleague and good friend, Mayor Jeff Fawcett from Brandon, great to have you here tonight as well. Good evening, everyone. It's really my pleasure to be here on this important day as we celebrate the 12th annual Manitoba Business Hall of Fame dinner and induction ceremony. I also want to thank President and CEO Greg Leipzig and the Board of Directors, the Board Chair Chris Vogt, and everyone at JA Manitoba for the invitation and for the very important work that you do. Tonight is about celebrating excellence in business leadership and the impact that that leadership has on our communities. The Manitoba Business Hall of Fame recognizes individuals whose vision has helped build not only successful companies, but a stronger Winnipeg, a stronger Brandon, a stronger Manitoba. And this year's inductees are exceptional examples of that impact. Charlie Spiring, Paul Soubry, and of course the late Bob Mazer. These leaders represent the very best of Winnipeg and Manitoba's business community. They've created jobs, they've driven innovation, they've given back in so many meaningful ways. They have shaped their communities, strengthening not just our economy, but the cities, communities that they live in. And maybe in that spirit, Greg, you were mentioning the Richardsons a moment ago. I just think it's important today to acknowledge the news of the passing of Tanis Richardson, a remarkable community leader whose life and impact have left an indelible legacy upon Winnipeg and indeed upon all of Manitoba and, dare I say, our nation. Tanis Richardson once said, and I quote, and I think it's fitting for tonight, "Philanthropy not only supports causes financially, but it includes volunteering your time and exerting oneself for the well-being of others. It could be a gesture, a smile, or a kind word. We can all be philanthropists," end quote. And the three business leaders that we're celebrating tonight have been and are those kind of philanthropic community-building leaders. And just as importantly, they serve as role models for young people who are beginning to imagine what their own futures look like. Some of the young people that you're going to see in a moment, we're all going to see because they're going to come to our table. Winnipeg's strength has come from people who are willing to invest and to lead and to believe in what's possible here in Winnipeg and Brandon and throughout our province. And so thank you to everyone. Congratulations again to those who are being honored, and so deservedly so. And thank you to your families as well, because obviously all the effort and contributions you have made have not been done alone. They come from because you've got the support and love of family and friends around you. So enjoy your evening, everybody. Thank you very much.
As always, thanks very much. Appreciate it. How can you, Taha? How can you not love that guy? Are you playing hockey on Friday afternoons? I understand. Oh, you're injured? No. Is the main course out? No, this is okay. All right. So this will be. I think we must be ahead of schedule. This is good. How is it? Is it good? Okay. Our presenting sponsor is BMO Capital Markets, and we have a gentleman that's flown in from Toronto. We're delighted to have him here. He is one of the managing directors of investment banking of BMO Capital Markets. Would you please help me welcome, a warm Winnipeg welcome to Mr. Brad Fraser. Here he is. Okay. Hello, Brad. Hey. All right. Welcome to Winnipeg.
The weather changed just in time, so it was really a nice surprise when we arrived. But good evening, everyone, and welcome. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you tonight for the Manitoba Business Hall of Fame Gala. On behalf of BMO, thank you for joining us to celebrate an exceptional group of leaders and a remarkable business community. We are proud to be the presenting sponsor this evening to support an event that not only celebrates business excellence, but also invests in the generation of leaders through junior achievement, whose work in financial literacy, work readiness, and entrepreneurship makes a real difference across the province. At BMO, our purpose is to boldly grow the good in business and in life. Nights like tonight bring that purpose to life. Business leadership is more than building successful companies. It's about creating opportunities, continuing with community, and it's about the standard of great leaders. Manitoba has a long and proud history of doing exactly that, and BMO is privileged to have deep roots here, working alongside clients, partners, and communities for generations. This evening we celebrate 3 inductees whose impact on Manitoba's economy and community is enduring. We congratulate Paul Soubry, Charlie Spiring, and the late Bob Mazur. Each represents a different path, but all share the commitment to leadership, integrity, and service. I'd like to take a moment to recognize Paul Soubry, a long-standing friend, client, a stay-at-home defenseman that picks his spots. Paul's career as CEO of NFI Group is a powerful example of what principled, forward-looking leadership and team building looks like in practice. Under his leadership, NFI became a global transportation leader, innovative, resilient, and deeply grounded in its Winnipeg roots. What stands out is not just Paul's business success, but it's how he achieved it. With a long-term mindset, a strong sense of responsibility to employees and to community, his remarkable career spanned numerous accomplishments, overcoming challenges with the unwavering support and teamwork of everyone at NFI Group. Paul will be the first to acknowledge the outstanding team at NFI deserves a tremendous recognition, and he would not be here today without them. Beyond the boardroom, Paul has supported causes that matter both to Winnipeg and Manitoba, contributing his time, leadership, fundraising, and advocacy. Paul's roots lie also very deep in the importance of family and friends, and it's so great to see him surrounded by those foundational to his success. Tonight is about celebrating achievement and inspiration. To all of this year's inductees, thank you for what you've built, for what you've given back, and for the example you've set for future leaders across Manitoba. Congratulations. Thank you for being a part of this special evening, and enjoy the celebration.
Thanks, Brad. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the remainder of time in our great city. We're tracking beautifully. Taha, lights flicker, please. Okay, that's your signal. Just prepping you for the next time. Enjoy the fellowship at your table. We'll come back in 15 minutes or so. When you get the lights coming up, Greg Leipzig and Junior Achievers scholarships. Enjoy your time together. Helen White and Julie Biggs, you're on.
It's like a pale moon that excites me, that thrills and delights me. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. It isn't your sweet conversation that brings this sensation. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. When you're in my arms, I feel you so close to me. Oh, my wildest dreams come true. I need no soft lights to enchant me. If your lonely grants me the right to hold you ever so tight and to feel in the night the nearness of you. And when I hold you in my arms, oh, my wildest dreams come true. I need no soft lights to enchant me. If you only grant me the right to hold you ever so tight and to feel in the night the nearness of you, of you. The nearness of you. restless as a willow in a windstorm. I'm as jumpy as a puppet on a string. I'd say that I have spring fever, but it isn't even spring. I'm starry-eyed and vaguely discontented, like a nightingale without a song to sing. Oh, why should I have spring fever? But it isn't even spring. I keep wishing I was somewhere else, walking down a strange new street, hearing words that I never heard from a boy I've yet to meet. I'm as busy as a spider spinning daydreams. I'm as giddy as a puppet on the string. I haven't seen a crocus or a rosebud or a robin on the wing, but I feel so gay in a melancholy way that it might as well be spring. It might as well be spring. I keep wishing I was somewhere else, walking down a strange new street, hearing words that I've never heard from a boy I've yet to meet. I'm as busy as a spider spinning daydreams. I'm as giddy as a baby on a swing. Oh, I'd say that I have spring fever, but I know it isn't spring. And I feel so gay in a melancholy way that it might as well be spring. Oh, it might as well be spring. Spring, spring is sprung everywhere. It's not snowing anymore. Actually, it is. Is it spring? Is it spring? Is it spring? Is it spring?
Ladies and gentlemen, Helen White, Julie Biggs, big round of applause. They're entertaining you while you dine and chill. Thank you. Okay, lights, Taha. Would you please help me welcome to the front of the stage to give greetings. Taha, let's do the lights again. I want to make sure we travel the entire night together. Taha, take lights again. Would you please help me welcome the president and the CEO of JA Manitoba to give remarks ahead of the sponsor scholarship presentations. Please put your hands together for a man who has a great first name, Mr. Greg Leipsic.
Good evening. On behalf of the staff, the board of directors of JA Manitoba, welcome to tonight's celebration. First, a few thank yous. Of course, let's start with Greg. The mere fact that he could remember 40 or 50 names in that opening monologue is a testament to how much work he puts into preparing for this event. So thank you to him. Thank you to Brad Fraser and his team from BMO Capital Markets for their sponsorship and attending from Toronto tonight. To Paul, Charlie, and the Mazer family, thank you for allowing us to honor you and Bob tonight. You were most helpful as we prepared for the evening, and I want to thank you for all of the time you gave us. I think I might have undersold the time commitment this winter as we planned your video and fireside chat. Of course, thank you to RBC, whose volunteer greeters and ushers welcomed you in this evening. And lastly, to the entire JA team, Cherise, Sid, Joy, Jeanette, and notably Shauna Andrews, who worked so tirelessly to make tonight run so well. Before I go any further, we're always seeking nominations of worthy Manitobans, so if you know of somebody that you think should be considered for nomination, please send it to mbhf.ca, a web address I'm sure you'll forget before I sit down. So you can just do what Doug Harvey does every year and just phone me tomorrow morning from the car and tell me who should be inducted. Doug's now had his name mentioned twice, so Doug, it's been a successful evening. This is our 12th annual event, and I'm really thrilled to see so many familiar faces and friends. This is our signature fundraising event, but it's more than just a gala for us. It allows us to learn from extraordinary Manitobans about the cornerstones of leadership, the elements of entrepreneurial success, and the importance of giving back to our community. Tonight was another record-breaking evening, raising over $275,000. Yep, thank you to all of you.
Outstanding.
Yep. And through 12 galas, we've now raised over $2.5 million, funds that support our mission to bring together educators, employers, and the community at large to educate our youth about financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and prepare Manitoba's workforce. Our promise continues to be, and always will, to deliver learning experiences that help young people reach their full potential. To that end, I'm pleased to report that as we approach the end of the school year, we'll exceed teaching 25,000 students, a 35% increase from pre-pandemic levels. Thank you. Our flagship initiative is the JA Company program Greg talked about, where high school students launch and manage their business venture, raise funds by selling shares, developing a detailed business plan, designing, producing, marketing a product, and bringing it to market for sale, while gaining hands-on experience in teamwork, leadership, and financial decision-making. As Greg mentioned, you'll meet them shortly, and I know you will be impressed. Finally, thank you again to all of you for attending this evening and for your generosity. I'd like to now call up a couple of folks from Waterford Global and Pratt's Wholesale who are going to present the awards for the scholarships to our two students. Lenny and Arthur, come on down. And I'm going to welcome the three students to the stage. Podium's yours. Come on up. To our students, come on up.
Good evening, everybody. Kind of ironic here, I'm giving a scholarship away, and unfortunately all years of school I never earned one myself. But congratulations, Paul. Charlie, and Bob, who's up above with my dad right now, I'm sure, talking about farming. My dad grew up in a small town not too far from Brandon in Shoal Lake. On behalf of our family and Pratt's Wholesale and Pratt's Food Service, we are honored to give 2 students from Junior Achievement Manitoba program scholarships that will help them with their future academics. These scholarships are in honor of my mom. Unfortunately, she can't be here tonight, she's not feeling well, and my dad, who's looking down from above, smiling at all of us. These 2 students have shined while participating in the Junior Achievement program and have shown true entrepreneurial skills that my parents have used throughout their career and everyone else in this room that got them where they are today. So very excited to present this year to Nevi Patel and Katrina Irwin the scholarships.
Good evening. My name is Katrina Irwin, and I'm a grade 12 student who attends Springs Christian Academy. This is my first year in Junior Achievement, and receiving the Pratt's Wholesale Leonard and Elaine Inspiring Business Excellence Scholarship is a huge honor. As Vice President of Finance this year, I've learned that none of what we do would be possible without strong financial management. Because without the funding and planning behind it, nothing can move forward. I'm very grateful to my teammates for their dedication, to our advisors for their guidance, to our sponsors for their generosity, and to my mom, who has made me the person I am today. I want to sincerely thank, yes, please. She's amazing. I want to sincerely thank all of you for your support. It truly feels like an investment in the future of aspiring entrepreneurs and creators here in Manitoba. Attending the Manitoba Business Hall of Fame dinner is an incredible opportunity, so thank you and have a great evening.
Good evening. My name is Neev Patel, and I'm a grade 12 student at J.H. Bruns Collegiate. This is my 4th year in Junior Achievement, and receiving the Pratt's Wholesale Leonard and Elaine Baranyuk Inspiring Business Excellence Scholarship is a huge honor. As the VP of Finance, I've learned a lot about managing financial data, including budgeting and records. Across my time at Junior Achievement, I've also learned that for a business to be successful, all departments need to be on the same page and working as one. Thank you to my advisors and teammates for always being there and showing up when it mattered. I'm also incredibly grateful to our sponsors here for their generous support. Thank you for investing in us and supporting the next generation through this wonderful program of Junior Achievement. Attending the Manitoba Business Hall of Fame was a fantastic experience. It truly showed the vibrant and impactful business community we have here in Manitoba, and it truly inspired me. This was an experience I'll remember for a very long time. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm really honored to be here this evening to present the Future Leader of Manitoba Award on behalf of Waterford Global. My name is Arthur Kanagwa, and I'm a senior associate with the firm. Waterford Global is an international executive search and recruitment firm headquartered here in Winnipeg and founded by Karen Swiston and Fred Lowen. On their behalf, I'm joined by 3 of our team members, sitting over in the corner, Justin Macus, Chernia Aurora, and Brendan Albo. I'm here to present the Future Leader of Manitoba Award, which was established for the purpose of recognizing a deserving young leader from amongst JA's high school participants. Since 2015, Waterford Global has been involved in recognizing and supporting young leaders in our community through this award program, to celebrate achievements in the JA program and to encourage further education at the post-secondary level and continued active participation in our community. This year, we are really excited to award the scholarship to Tafunmi Ajayi. who has been an active and committed participant in the JA program for 3 years in a row. For all 3 years, she has operated at the VP level, bringing a calm and steady presence to the teams she's been on. She also knows how to pick her moments, knowing when to step forward and drive the team when it matters most, and when to step back and let the rest of the team shine. Looking ahead, she plans to pursue a Bachelor of Science from the University of Manitoba with the long-term goal to go to medical school and pursue pediatric surgery. Tafun, we really look forward to what the future holds for you and for our community. And I'll just ask that everyone join me in extending a heartfelt congratulations and welcoming Tafun to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tafunmi Ajayi, and I am a student at JH Bruns Collegiate. Junior achievement exists to help students gain and develop skills that contribute to success in post-secondary education, business, and entrepreneurship through hands-on learning and workshops. Through this program, we have become entrepreneurs and learn how to design and operate a business and grow as individuals and teams to achieve success. I am privileged to be a part of this success. During these past 6 months, I was VP of HR of WonderLab, my school's JA company program team. This was my 3rd time being involved with JA, and through each unique experience, I've gained confidence, strengthened my leadership skills, and learned to take on challenges that are way out of my comfort zone. Today, I am honored to receive the Waterford Global Future Leader of Manitoba Award. And I am grateful to Waterford Global for this recognition, reflecting not only my growth, but also the leadership, resilience, and initiative I've learned throughout this program. I'd like to thank my teammates for their support and collaboration, our wonderful advisors, Matt, Hedda, Prisha, all the advisors present here, and Jeanette for showing us what great leadership looks like. I'd also like to thank the sponsors of JA for supporting us, the youth in Manitoba, and having hope in our future, and for contributing to our growth through junior achievement. Thank you, everyone, and have a great night.
Big round of applause for our scholarship winners and our sponsors. Boy, don't they look amazing? Right? They took this seriously. That can't be easy for these kids to get up there and say what they did. This is nerve-wracking. This is not a tough crowd, it's a very well-seasoned crowd, junior achievers talking to senior achievers. Yeah, way to go, you guys. One more time. Thanks, Greg. Fun fact, Lenny Bronach, of the 40 inductees, I believe, I stand corrected, is the only one of the 40 that's actually gone through the Junior Achievement Program. And I predict, this is only the 12th annual, so it's a very young event. But in the 40th annual, the 50th annual, you're going to see a lot more junior achievers, because when you see what these kids have created and how polished they are, imagine what they're going to be like over the next several decades as they polish up their skills. So, Lenny, am I right? JA, right? Yeah? If it's not, it is tonight for sure, okay? Okay, you know what I did? Sorry, Greg Leipzig. I think I asked Helen and Julie, who got confused in organizing, to leave, but I actually don't want them to leave, and they left. And my bad. So, Taha, I got to talk to you. We're going to get some dinner music. Back to your night. Wait for the lights to come up, and we'll get the 13 up here shortly. Enjoy. Shoot. Do you have dinner? Testing 1, 2.
It's driving me crazy this way
We're tracking beautifully. Okay, Tahar, lights. "13, Jay Ayers." Let's give these courageous kids a round of applause, shall we? Every single one of you in this room, were you in this position at some point in time? This is their moment to shine. 13 one-minute pitches. Give them their undivided attention. They're going to get the ice cream cone microphone. The clock starts as soon as they say what?
Our names.
Their names. They get 60 seconds. I'm ruthless with the clock. At 50 seconds, I will say what? 10 seconds. Wrap it up. I shut you down at 60. I no doubt they're nervous, excited. It's really cool, and this is what you're supporting. This is it. This is the future. What a good-looking group. Well, go ahead. Finish it off. Oh, hang on a second, Ashley. Okay, they're going to state their name, 60 seconds, and share whatever they have for you. Go.
Well, thank you very much. Hello, everyone. My name is Ashley Breland, and I attend Springs Christian Academy. It is an honor to be here tonight, first of all. So for our school, I am the president for Rustic Roots, which is a student-led company with JA Manitoba. In our company, we produce wooden coasters, such as the one in my hand. They are made out of recycled pallet wood, and each one of our 16 students cut, and they also, they cut the wood, and they also finish them, just as the one you see here. We have 5 different designs tonight. This one is the plain wood, which you can see all the grooves and all the details. We also have 4 different designs, such as the one you see here. It is wood burned into the wood. And we have 2 that represent lovely Manitoba.
10 seconds.
And we have 2 that also, So 2 for 20, 4 for 30, and 6 for 40. Thank you. Have a great night.
Time. Right on the 1 minute. Let the cash flow for coasters.
Hi everyone, my name is Rahma Mohammed. I'm from Maples Collegiate, and I'm also representing Iqra High School. We are a student venue dedicated to promoting environmental awareness. I represent Polar Totes. We're a company we sell like Polar Totes that are made out of 100% environmental free materials. The issue we are addressing is the environmental harm caused by plastic bags and aggressive waste. Our solution is a high quality tote that encourages more sustainable habits. What makes Polar Totes stand out is that 50% of our proceeds are donated to Assiniboine Park, Convergeries, and Manitoba Eco Networks for polar bears. That's why we chose the polar bear design. We're not just building a product, we're building purpose. Modern design means meaningful impact where every investment supports environmental conversions in legal and local communities. Through JA program, I learned how to work in a team, manage a real business,
10 seconds.
and develop a budgeting and marketing communications in the skills. And I'm the VP of production. Thank you.
Time. Right on the minute. Tote bags for sale for the environment and for charity. Way to go, you two. Keep it going.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Iriolua Basari. I am from TCI, and I'm representing the Greenhouse Collections. This year, our team decided to make seed bombs. But what are seed bombs? Our seed bombs are made with paper mache and seeds to make your gardening a little simpler. Well, let me ask you a question. When's the last time you gardened? A week? A month? A year? Wait, you've never gardened? Okay, wait, you're secret safe with me, okay? With our seed bombs, you will look like a pro. Just pop it in the ground, water it, and no one will ever know that this is your first day. But if you're a pro, then this is great. You can add this to your collection, or you can gift it to someone that needs to get started on gardening. At the Greenhouse Collection, we are planting with care and we're growing with intentions. Thank you.
10 seconds. Well done. Gardening for beginners. Okay, I'm holding this for you on display. Okay. Am I showcasing it? Okay. I'm here to help. I said to them I would help. You have no idea what's in store for you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ava Demke. Now, many people today struggle to afford luxury goods. And when I say luxury goods, I don't mean gold Rolexes or Gucci bags. Not everyone can have those. I mean the kinds of goods that make you feel special and relaxed. Flame and Flower is a small, passionate, local business that has made affording these kinds of goods easier. We provide luxury candles with a wide spread of scents, along with vibrant seed bombs that bring spring right to your doorstep. Thank you, lovely host. Seriously, there is a scent for everyone, from cozy warm vanilla to breezy tropical coconut. Our candles sell at $15, and our seed bombs sell in generous packs of 3 for $3 and 5 for $5, affording everything you want without breaking the bank. Our dedicated team here at Flame and Flower is not only proud of our success, but we are proud of everything we can do to help our buyers afford everything they want. Thank you, and we appreciate your business.
Candles and seeds, ladies and gentlemen. Well done.
Most families are glued to their screen. The average person spends 6 hours and 40 minutes on their phone. Most people blame phones for pushing families away. But what if I told you there's a way that can bring them together? Good evening, everyone. My name is David Coker, and I'm here with my partner, Giff Bestman, from Windsor Parks Collegiate's Beekaboo. We are an interactive bird watching kit that consists of a 4x30 binoculars, a bird scavenger hunts, paper and stickers, a bird whistle, a pencil, a microfiber paper, and a journal. Tap for all for $20. Tapping your phone on our NFC chip on our journal will take you straight to our website, where you find a catalog of local birds and trills. So most kids don't have this, so that's what makes ours stand out. We use phones to bring families together instead of keeping them inside.
10 seconds.
Throughout my years in Beekaboo, I've learned courage. Courage in facing new things, courage in talking to customers. And now saying this, I have courage that all of you will love our bird watching kits.
And it's time. You'll get to see what's inside that box when they come around to your table. Oh, right, your model for tonight. This is amazing. Okay, let me get the timer going. As soon as you say your name, it'll start. Okay, I can't do that. But just to be clear.
Who loves Canada? My name is Julia Anderson Pocket. I'm a grade 12 student at Vincent Massey Collegiate. I heard some claps, and I'm here on behalf of A Canada. Who here wants premium, proudly Canadian apparel that is comfortable, fitted for all sizes, and locally designed? A Canada is a brand for you. For just 50 Canadian dollars, you can upgrade your closet with not only style, comfort, but pride. Who is proud here?
Oh, yeah. This my cue yet, or no? Okay, keep going then.
That's right. Why hold on to the old, low-quality hoodies when A Canada is right here? Who loves Canada but doesn't love the weather? Through our constantly changing weather, our hoodies are with you every step of the way. Through my time here, I've learned about the importance and intricacies of relations and communities, something A Canada proudly fosters. We strive to bring community to your closet. Are you ready to show your pride? Buy A Canada. And remember, home is where your sweater is.
Oh, Canada! We love patriotism. Well done.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kushmi Gurwal, and I represent Transcona Collegiate and Mausmac. I am the president of Maple Mines, and we created a Canada-themed trivia card game for just $15. We have a 52-card game, a 52-card deck that you can play with your friends and family for game nights or for family gatherings or for road trips. It's a perfect game for casual gatherings or like gatherings such as this, where you need to spend some casual time to just for recreation. For our cards aim to not just for entertainment, but we aim to connect Canadians all across the country.
10 seconds.
As Canada is like very diverse, we aim to connect people. There's something we all have in common, which is Canada. Thank you, everyone.
Time. Who doesn't love a good card game to get us off our devices? I'll take mine to the cottage while I cook up my steaks, Lenny. Here we go.
Hello. I hope everyone's having a good night. My name is Katsana Prakunkum. I'm attending Elmwood High School. I'm the president of Daily, where we created a product, but each day there's a new challenge, activity, fact you can learn. We created this for people who struggle with consistency and motivation throughout the day. Whenever you're feeling kind, active, or adventurous, we have all 3 themes for you. Our price is $12, but we also have super amazing deals, such as 2 for $20 and all 3 for $25. Thank you, everyone.
That's awesome. Am I playing a role here? Okay, I'm going to hold this up for you. Okay? I love it. I'm no Vanna White, but you know what? Wish me the best.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Treasure Chukwuemeka from J.H. Bruns Collegiate, and I'd like to ask everyone, remember those days where a pen and paper was enough to spark hours of fun? Or when kids didn't need a device to be entertained? Now they're so stuck on the latest TikTok dances or very concerning screen time levels. I'm very concerned as well. But I want to ask us here today, this year, our company devised a solution for that. We made activity books. These books were able to enhance creativity, boost...
How am I doing?
Enhance creative skills, improve focus, and patience. And they're currently going for $20. Over my time in JA, I've learned that being an entrepreneur is more than just how much money you make or the brand you've built for yourself.
10 seconds.
It's more so about how you've helped people with just one idea or just a service. And this is why I've decided to add excellence and diligence to every service I act in my community. Thank you.
Another device to get us off our devices, right? Thank you. Well done.
Hi everyone, my name is Noor Kaint and I'm one of the teams representing Pembina Trails Collegiate. I'm here from Bubble Brew where we make cafe-inspired candles in a unique bubble design with our 4 signature scents being vanilla latte, cinnamon dolce, coffee cake, and and matcha latte. Today we're featuring a $25 bundle with a plate, 3 candles, and in different scents and sizes. Many of us love the calm of a cafe, but not the noise that comes with it. Bubble Brew brings those same comforting aromas into your own space, and unlike store-bought candles, ours are designed to be aesthetic and memorable. Throughout our JA program experience, our team can confidently agree that success comes from teamwork and communication, skills I and my team will bring with us into our future in business and leadership. Now, if you're looking to bring a little warmth and cafe comfort into your space, Bubble Brew has something
10
for
seconds.
you. Thank you and have a wonderful rest of your evening.
A little peace and serenity here. Every time I go to a coffee shop, I have to turn the music down because I'm getting older, so I like that. Over to you.
Good evening. My name is Slok Patel from St. Norbert Collegiate, and I'm the president of Rooted. You know, a few weeks ago, I brought herbs from the store thinking I'd make something delicious, right? A few days later, I open my fridge, and what do I see? They're wilted, lifeless, and ready to be thrown away. It was frustrating and honestly, very disappointing. This is a widespread issue among millions of Canadians. All they want are just fresh ingredients, but they don't have a reliable source. This is where Rooted comes in. Our hydroponic kits allow you to grow fresh herbs right at home. It's simple, reliable, and accessible for everyone. Each kit costs just $15 with additional seed packets available for $1.50. So it's affordable for anyone. Through the Junior Achievement Program, not only have I learned teamwork and leadership, but I also learned how to turn an idea into a real-world business. I plan to use this as an entrepreneur Oh. Wrong timing.
Rules are rules.
Anyways, so stop opening your fridge to a problem and start drawing the solution. Thank you.
Well done. What I just did there and how he recovered, that wasn't easy to do. You can't teach that. That was very good. Right on the X. Here we go.
Hello, my name is Gravira Ubi, and I don't know about you, but I love talking, and I was not one bit nervous to come up here and talk to everybody, but I am here representing Lugs Prep. Now, we are from Winkler and Morden, Manitoba. Anybody know of that place? Yep, we are here from two schools. Now, schools we're not really from a school, but it's two communities, and it's 11 of us that have come together, and we've provided some handcrafted, one-of-a-kind cutting boards. Now, thank you so much. Now, we've created 3 different sizes and also a custom large size. Our sizes range from, they go from $15 for our aprons to $75 for our largest cutting boards. And now we make sure that we replace plastic ones with cutting boards that are made out of
10 seconds.
maple and walnut. And I'd love to get for you guys to know our product and talk to everybody throughout the evening. Thank you so much.
Oh, I just destroyed this, sorry. I'll buy it, it's okay. I'll buy it, sorry about that. That's it. I'm gonna come over and get that for you. Not doing very well tonight, am I? But they're doing amazing. I'm gonna move this table forward because it's part of the prop. I'm gonna do this, I don't want. Okay, 10 seconds? No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke. There was a moment for me there for a second. Okay, over to you.
All right, can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah.
How's everyone's week? How's everyone's week going so far? We can definitely have more energy like that. All right, let's get more energy real quick. How's everyone's week so far? All right, now first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Hassan Shazad, and I am a student in grade 10 from St. Paul's High School right here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. This year, I am absolutely blessed to be the president of Hidden Pictures. My beautiful team is standing right over there in that corner. You'll probably see them around tonight. Now, I'm very proud to say as president this year, Hidden Pictures, I received Company of the Year. Now, thank you. All right, now today I present to you Leo's Brave Adventure. Now this is a children's book about a young cub named Leo who learns to build self-confidence and to believe in himself. Now what makes our book different than other books is that right here we have a business card that has a QR code on it.
10 seconds.
When you scan the QR code, it links to an audiobook with over 30 languages in it. Exactly. So now tonight, if you see 2 beautiful dressed men, Hassan and Nihal, walking around, you guys might want to support our business and maybe buy a book or 2. Thank you.
It's time. In case you hadn't noticed, us each came from a Tony Robbins week-long conference, and I think he picked up a few tips. Let's give these wonderful kids a round of applause. Well done. Now you and your other JAers, come on from the back room, you from the front room. This is your time with them. Give them your time. Give them your cash. Commerce, love, and money makes the world go round, so let's make it happen. This is Mayhem. Go. Fan out. Go meet everybody. JAers, meet the senior achievers. Taha, a bit of music in the background, please. Just some funky music, if possible. You're welcome. Thank you. Oh yeah, well, you go sell it, and then find me or one way, I'll buy some, okay? Yeah. There should be a junior achiever at every table. Let's go, kids. Let's go. Hustle. Fan out. Greg Leipzig, keep me posted on if you don't have a JA at your table, let me know. Come on down here, kids. Let's go. Hustle. The world doesn't wait. You got to go get it. They're on? Okay. Anybody, Tahar? Is there a JA at every table? Who does not have a JA at their table? Right down here, we got here, 2 JAs, you're missing business. Right here, their wallets are wide open. JAs, wallets are wide. Anybody else? Who does not have a JA at their table? I feel like an auctioneer. Okay, here we go, we're good? Yeah. What would it, hey Cohen, if you're in the building, come to table 5. They know the family. Cohen from JA, go to table 5. Okay, we start to wind things up. Taha, can I have some volume? Okay, let's start to wind this part of the party up. Let's do the lights. Taha. Look at that. I'm a magician. Hey? Watch this. Again. The two companies of the year, Lex Prep and Hidden Pictures. Would you go to the back in the foyer for some photos, please? Okay, junior achievers. It's time to find your place again where you started, because we're going to move to the inductee ceremony, the last third of the evening. Okay, junior achievers, head back to your spots. Let's do light flickering one more time, Taha. For those that aren't still doing commerce with the junior achievers, how about a big round of applause for them? Well done. What did you think? Do you like it? Was that fun? I was walking down and asked the JAers how did it go, and they said we're sold out. So there was commerce being done at the Metropolitan Theatre tonight. Taha, let's do the flights again. I've lost control of the evening. It's not easy, it's not hard to do. Please take your seats. The 2026 inductee Manitoba Business Hall of Fame is going to get underway. Taha, one more time on the lights, please. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're almost there. Hey, Chaz, you having a good time? Charlie, are you having a good time? Hey? Your moment's coming. Hey? The ceremony. We have 3 inductees tonight. We're kicking off the inductee ceremony with a video. The 41st inductee into the Manitoba Business Hall of Fame, sadly, will be inducted posthumously. Bob Mazur, founder, chair, president of the Mazur Group from Brandon, Manitoba. Would you please turn your attention to the screen behind me? Taha, let's see the video. Here we go. The inductee ceremony starts right now.
Those cowboy boots have a very specific sound. That walk was like a walk with authority. It was like a walk of pride. It was a walk of joy. You could be like literally in the shop, hear the cowboy boots stemming like Bob's here.
So Bob's 2 major passions, of course, was the dealership operation and the farm. And Bob started farming, of course, when he was very young, as his dad had.
We're feeding the world here. And I mean, to be a part of that is just like, pumps your tires up a little bit, like, yeah, we're involved in that.
The farming life is something to behold. It's a profession that people should respect, I'll tell you, because it's not guaranteed.
It's the only industry/career you could have where you can get instant gratification year to year, because you're taking the time to put the crop in, till the dirt, watch it grow, tend to it, care for it, and then you see the reward at the end of the year, and you get to do it all over again.
He loved his job. There's no doubt about it. That was his thing, and It was just Bob. That was who he was.
He took the time every year to drive around to every dealership and talk to everybody. It was, what can we do to make you better, do better, feel better? And he took that care with every single person at the dealership. He was a guy that was built on honesty and just wanted to see the best for everybody. Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder would look at, is this an opportunity? Not focusing on the why can't we do this? It's how can we do this?
My goodness, the things he got into, like stuff that even when I was a kid going like, what the hell are you doing? But hey, he did it.
How many businesses? Ah, that's a tough one.
My goodness, okay.
Holy moly.
All right, here we go. Harvest Salvage, RG Bob Mazer Farms, the first one.
There's Brandon and Winnipeg and Neepawa and Arberg and Dauphin and Swan River.
Steinbach and Regina, Mooseman.
Sundance Enterprises, Sundance Farms Limited. Then had Reb Leasing.
Hartney, Atkinson Implements, Bays Equipment, Neepawa, Bays Equipment, St. Rose.
Ultimately, all roads led back to Mazer Implements, which turned to Mazer Group in 2009.
It was always working in the background, in his mind at all times. And he just never stopped thinking. And his chair at home, and the arms on him were worn out at the corners because he'd sit there and he'd tap. And he'd look up into the corner of the room and just tap away. And Mom maybe said this, but she would look at him and say,
"Are you working?" And he'd say, "Yep." So I would leave him and go and start supper. He loved to have a little martini in the evening and wind down, and that was our evening. That was who he was. Bob the Builder.
He was a great dad. He was involved. We were downhill skiers as young men. Whatever Andrew and I were in, he was full in. Skiing was the biggest one.
It was really on the vacations that really got to sit down and know him, because those were the times where he was actually relaxed and he was actually taking all the business thoughts and put them to rest for a second. And then he always wanted to be there to give us advice, but at the same time, he was also very connected to his work.
Bob was one of those rare, fortunate people that his passion, his hobby was his work, and they were just the same, one and the same. We've had conversations about, what time, Bob, hey, maybe take a step back and enjoy life. And he just said, Wally, what would I do? This is what I do. I miss Bob.
And the day he died that morning, he told me he was ready to go. Don't look back. Patty, don't look back. Because I was doing the what ifs. What if we'd done this? What if we'd done this? And he said, don't look back.
The things he taught me about being a leader, you have to know and value every single person in the building and make sure that they know that they're valued. You have to be a motivator, but not a fearful motivator. You have to allow people to learn from their mistakes and not criticize from them. People are allowed to make mistakes, and that's how we learn.
He wrote me a note and said, here are 4 key points for you to create a better life. And that's honesty, integrity, purpose, and timing. And I have kept that in my wallet since then, and it was only about maybe 2 months ago I had to leave it at home because it's been taped up so many times that I'm gonna have to rewrite it out and put it back in and keep the original at home.
I know that what the future holds is a future with Mazer Group in it. That's what I do know. We're not gonna go anywhere. Mazer Group's here to look after farmers, and we're gonna continue to do that as Dad taught us, and we've got a job to do. And that's the job that Dad put forward, and we're going to continue to do that job to the best of our ability.
I'm the luckiest woman in the world. They say the greater the love, the greater the grief. That kind of says it all. I'm so proud of him and everything he did. And I miss him.
to continue on his legacy and to hear a few remarks from the Mazer family, please give a warm welcome from Brandon, one of his sons, John Mazer. And Andrew's joining you. Okay, he's right behind you.
Thank God.
Okay, gentlemen, the floor is yours.
Andrew. Jesus. Whoa. That was an awesome video. Wow. That was an awesome video. Oh my God. Thank you, everybody. This is indeed an honor to be here. My brother and I are elated and most honored to accept this award on behalf of my dad, Bob. If he were here today, he would accept the award, but he wouldn't take any personal recognition for it. He would just talk about how it takes people to be in the place that he was, and it was about the people around him, the customers he served, the partners he trusted, and the team he believed in every single day, like every day. Our dad saw leadership as more than building successful business. He believed lasting success came from strong relationships, hard work, and showing up consistently for the people who count on you. He was deeply committed to the customers who built our business, to the industry partners who helped us grow, and to the team at Mazer Group who brought that vision of his to life. He understood that no organization succeeds on its own. It succeeds because of its people. He was also incredibly proud of the culture that shaped Mazer Group, one built on loyalty, accountability, and care for others. Those values defined how he led, how he worked, and how he lived. This award is a very meaningful tribute to his legacy, but his real legacy lives on in the business that he built, the people that he mentored, and the standards he set for all of us that we still use today. For Andrew and I, that was like blind fear sometimes, but Andrew and I and Mom would like just give a few props to some people that are really helping, that have always been there, but are really carrying the torch for us for Mazer Group. That is a monster that Dad built, and has literally Mazer Group has not missed a beat, and it's, yeah, there's some people to thank here really quickly, I promise. Karen McDonald, our VP of People and Culture. Chris Finley, our VP of Parts and Service. Brad Tarr, our VP of Sales and Marketing. And Wally, our CFO and VP of Finance. Dad's story ended really quick. This is not how the story was supposed to end like this. It was, he was immortal. He was supposed to be immortal. Anyway, in his last few days, we were sitting with him in the hospital and talking about business, as he would want to do. And we were talking about, the future and the leadership of the company. And he said, if you're going to look outside for a CEO, I would look at Ben Voss. And, we all looked at each other and said, that's a great idea. And I'm really happy to say to everyone today that 6 months later, Ben Voss is our president and CEO. So thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you to Cindy for donating Ben too, because he really went from 0 to 1,000. It's just awesome, and he fits so well within the Mazer Group family. And so thank you again to all the people that I mentioned. A few other notables: Mr. Jim McManus. It was Papa's best friend from grade 6, and they were still moving and shaking up till the day he passed. Jim resides on our board. He's actually chairman of the board. So Jim, thank you so much for all your help, man. It's really appreciate your guidance. And Doug Harvey, he's obviously here today. He's Dad's dear friend and partner in business. He also resides on our Mazer Group board, and much like Jim, Harv, your direction is invaluable, and we thank you so much for being here for us. Thank you. I want to see the video again, Punch. So everyone, thank you so much. This is such an honor for Dad. He would love to be here and take it, but yeah, we'll take this honor. So thank you very much.
John Andrews, stay right there.
Yep.
So part of the ceremony is a presenter. Jim McManus, would you come up, please present the award to the Mazers? Patty, are you okay to come up and receive the award? No speech is required. Jim McManus, as John mentioned, childhood friend right from grade 6. We'll present, so the ceremony is a presentation followed by a series of photos. I got your mother. Hey, here we go. It's okay. It's all right. No, really. I have my little moments, once in a while. And then hold that pose. I'm going to actually get the actual ornament. These are absolutely stunningly beautiful. So, Jim, your job's to present it. You figure out how to get a photo with them. Face this way, right there. Yeah. Okay, and photo time. We're good? The Mazer Group, ladies and gentlemen. I got it. Yeah. Okay. Here, John, I'm going to give this to you. Taha, Charlie Spryring, roll it.
As a bear market baby, I think my head gets more screwed on than not, and I think I make a lot of great decisions when things go offside. Every time something awful happens in the market, it drops a lot, everyone loses their head. So as a chart or technical analyst, I can see when a good buy is occurring or not. So as a leader of a firm, or for giving advice to clients when things are going sideways in the marketplace, I collect my senses and am pretty good at it. My first board meeting, I was in my underwear, standing at home, just being paranoid about what was going on in the time. The market dropped 24% in one day. Luckily, our preparation for bad times set us up for success that enabled you to be successful when all hell broke loose. Our clients thought we were really smart. We were pretty smart and really lucky. I grew up in Charleswood from a very modest background. My dad was middle management at the CNR, worked really hard. We had 4 boys. We ate our parents out of a house at home. The first job I took was working at a bank, and the banks were an easy picking to take a job opportunity as a stepping stone. So after 1 year, I was offered a great career opportunity in this industry, which I chose. I told my parents, and they were so upset because now they had positioned me as a bank manager versus a Safeway manager and all these different things, and now I was joining a brokerage firm, and it was like being a pianist in a place of ill repute. If you accept that the markets are going to go up and down, and that some years you're going to look pretty good and maybe overstate your success, you're going to have bad ones to offset that. So a bear market baby is looking ahead to those things, getting some state of readiness, making sure our investments and our firm is well positioned to handle the chaos that's going to come in. But to have the vision in the trough of the chaos to see where we're going, that's a gift I've been given. Dana is this remarkable individual that came in mid-part of my career, and I was getting pretty successful and was starting to go on. Then my career took off. And there was no coincidence to the timing of when I became a better person when Dana came to my life. She's really smart. She's way smarter than me. She counsels me, she guides me. She knows everything about Wellington and what's going on, good and bad. And we kind of walk through it together. It's very comforting to be able to bring my work home. We chat about it for a while, then we turn it off. But we solve problems every day. And little problems disappear because Dana and I can talk about and become better people. It's a two-way street, and we've been really good for each other. And it's part of why she's one of the more successful women around town, is I get to be behind her and give her a push when she needs it, but she runs pretty good on her own. our philosophy is we invite everyone to be a shareholder at Wellington. But there's a bunch of people who went on and did really well, but they've taken our philanthropic philosophy, and most of them do it in their way to their local groups and where it is. So the Wellington philosophy just keeps living and growing and getting on. This is the foundation I grew up in. This is the foundation I learned from. And this is the city and province that we want to give back to. I want to make things better. I want to make a difference out of there. We created a foundation and got this good chunk and put some money away, and we started giving away a bunch of it because we love what it is. We love what Winnipeg stands for. Winnipeg does it better than anybody. It's a little tricky about this award because it's a lovely award. I'm very proud of it, but I think everything I do as a partnership with all my people. So it seems unfair I'm getting singled out for this accolade. I got to lead the Congo line for this party, but you know, a lot of people made this the success. I'm so proud to be included in these groups of people being invited in their club. It feels extra special for this knucklehead growing up in Charleswood. It seems something I never dreamed was possible at all. And all I want to do is share with my partners.
Our 42nd inductee into the Manitoba Business Hall of Fame. Please welcome to the stage, Charlie Spiring. Presenting the award is a friend and colleague of his. I believe it's a senior wealth advisor and portfolio manager and vice chair, Colin Ryan. Where are you, Colin? Let's go. You should be in motion. Let's go. Congratulations, Chas.
Hey, thank you very much.
All right. We're going to sit over there after. No, you're gonna, Colin is gonna give you the award. This is the ceremonial part. Colin, you did. Yeah, that's okay. You know what? Put your award right here, because you're gonna be sitting here when we do the fireside chat. I have a seat over here right beside your photo. And we're going to have a chat soon. So while you're doing that, Taha, it's Paul Subry's time. Here we go, the video.
I think one of my favorite quotes of all time, you can sometimes fool the fans, but you can't fool the players. And I interpret that to be, I can tour you through our facility and you say, boy, this is nice and it's clean and it's sexy. But I can't fool my shareholder whether I make money. I can't fool my employees who know if it's safe, if they're paid well, if they're trained. And we can't fool our customers. They know whether the bus is operating or they're performing. And it's just a way of guide, myself and I think they'll guide our team about how do we operate this business. I grew up in Brantford, Ontario, home of Wayne Gretzky, and my father was in the farm equipment business, so we lived there. We lived in Minnesota for a while, then came back to Brantford. I moved to Winnipeg going into grade 11, so I was 15. 6 kids, a dog, my parents, and a brand new lease on life at a place we really knew nothing about Manitoba. I had the benefit of watching, my father grew up in an organization from a sales role all the way to become the CEO of a business. He was a really humble guy. He had a couple of views on life. One of my kind of favorite quotes that I try and use a lot, either in a business setting or a personal setting, that at the end of the day, you got to give back more than you take. And I really admired the guy. If you came to my office over at MCI, you'd picture of a dashboard of a car. And what he always used to say to me is, you got to keep your eyes on the metrics and the data and so forth. But that can't run the business. You got to look out the windshield to know where you're going. You got to use your mirrors to know where you've come from, and you got to use your side wind, to know what the competitive marketplace is like. And so that's absolutely perfect of the way he, tried to help me learn how to run a business. NFI is a special business. First and foremost, we build buses, right? We move people. We're moving the world's most precious cargo. And so things like shortcuts or focus to safety and all those things, they're not optionals. They're absolutely fundamental to what we do. We had this vision that what if we could build Canadian vehicles 100% here in Winnipeg? And so here's a magnificent example of collaboration. It goes back a little bit to a quote or a story that I heard, and it's fairly well promoted around John F. Kennedy. He's at the Space Center in Cape Canaveral and sees a guy over there sweeping up the floor, and he goes over to him and says, "So what do you do?" And the guy says, "I'm helping putting somebody on the moon." And so I think a little bit about that in our environment, right? I want all 9,300 people saying, "I'm here to build something, to move the world's most precious cargo. And oh, by the way, I can actually help the environment." So our call to action, why we exist, it's real, and it applies to every single one of us. And so everything from a diesel bus to a hybrid electric, to a natural gas, to a battery electric, or to a fuel cell electric buses is built by Canadians for Canadians. I've had the benefit, like many people in this program, that have traveled the world. And when you come home and you realize how hard people work, how collaborative we work, how caring we are, the philanthropy in this province, and anybody can write a check. It's not just the check, it's people getting involved to help make this a better place for now, but also for our future. And because of our geography, we have this awesome opportunity. And then we have a culture of can-do and the ability to compete globally. I'm a huge Manitoba fan. So to be added to a list of Hall of Fame inductees over the years, that is a pretty profound list of very, very special business people, but also human beings. It's humbling to be part of that kind of roster. And I'm really, really grateful, for what the business opportunities they've given to me, what the community opportunities. There's no question that I feel proud personally, but I think it's also a reflection of the teams that I've been on and the quality of the people that I've worked with, right? And so, a bunch of us get to celebrate this together.
Our 43rd inductee into the Manitoba Business Hall of Fame. Come on up here, Paul Soubry II. This is your time, and to give out his award are his son and daughter, Paul Soubry III and his daughter, Maddie. Come on up, you guys. You get to give Dad an amazing award, well earned. Boy, you look so much like your mother, and you look so much like your dad. Oh my goodness. Wow. We got the pictures. Congratulations, Paul. Okay, why don't you sit here? Charlie, come on over here. We'll sit here. We'll display your awards. These are beautiful. No, that's mine. You're not sitting there. Could I have some waters up here? Actually, 3 waters, just in case. A G&T says... times 3. I can only imagine what this interview is going to be like. Gentlemen, congratulations being inducted into the Manitoba Business Hall of Fame. We're honoring your accomplishments I just want to make sure we got good sight lines, your accomplishments as an adult, but I actually want to find out what life was like in your early days. I'm going to start with you, Charlie. What were you like as a kid, as a teenager? Were you different than you are now, or just what were you like?
We grew up very modestly. So
right. Ice cream cone.
Yeah, sorry. We grew up very modestly out in Charleswood. I didn't know we were poor, but I didn't realize until later we were poor. We had 4 big boys, wanted to play hockey, and our parents said, we have 1 car, 4 boys will cost too much, so curling. So we found our exciting stuff with other sports, not just the traditional hockey that everyone else seemed to play. But we had a great life. I mean, our parents had food on the table. We had a nice house. It was 1,000 square feet. We had 1 bathroom we had to figure out. So
4 boys, 2 parents, 1 bathroom, 1,000 square feet. And did you know that maybe you might not have the means to an end to play other sports, and curling happened to be the cheapest? Is that what it was?
Right. Well, Mom told us afterwards. She came clean, but there was some financial responsibility to get by. So, but growing up with modest means helped me set a good standard, gave me a good benchmark to understand, and gave me something to realize that I want to do better with. So for every JV that's in this room here, I mean, a lot of them come from very modest starts, and you could go a long way with a little hard work, a little ingenuity, and a little bit of smarts.
But I've known you for almost 40 years. I know you're positive, you got tons of energy. Were you like that as a 17, 18, 19-year-old?
I always had a bit of a vision of how to see things better. I always wanted to get a bit of an edge. So I've always found a way in sport, I found a way in business, I found a way in life to just make life a little easier. Have the wind a little bit more behind your sails. Because a lot of us elude success in life because we just fail to recognize the great opportunity that's sitting right in front of us.
Well, what
And
kind
I
of
was good at
student
that.
were you? Like, did you get A's and B's, or like?
Sorry?
What kind of student were you?
Oh, yeah. I was a very modest student. I was conditioned to be a B student, and that's what I got. But when I went to university, I was working almost full-time at Safeway. I was playing in the basketball team, I was curling. I was very active. Girls were eluding me a little bit. The women those days were really smart, and I wasn't really good with the gals. So that 40-year-old virgin movie you talk about, well, that's me.
I actually don't know where to go with that.
Next
This is
question.
a family entertainment evening. Paul, I want to ask you the same question because your reputation precedes you. Your brother-in-law, Gord McGinnis, said, yeah, my brother-in-law came over and helped me set up a play structure for the family. And you got there and you were relentless and you never left until that. And anybody who knows that set up play structures, they're a lot of work and the instructions are poor. And but you've worked so hard in the community, hard in your role. Like, were you like that as a kid? Or like, what happened? Like, what was there a transformation? Take us back to Paul Jr.
Well, I was classic, slower kid in the class. First of all, I was a complete pain in the ass as a kid. So at 4, my mother said, either he's going to kindergarten or I'm leaving. So I didn't skip a grade, I just started early. And we're in the process of moving, and so, Greg, in the last week, I've been going through files and so forth. So I found in fact, I showed my daughter last night, I found my transcript from St. Paul's, 57 in physics, 61 in chemistry, solid C and D student. I would average it a C+.
You sure you want to share that information today? Well, you're tired now, so that's okay. Yeah, that's right.
But here's the lesson. I wasn't the smartest guy, but nobody was going to outwork me.
Right.
And so through, whether it's school or sports or whatever, I just felt I could make up with effort.
But where did that come from? But where did that come from?
Just the other thing that really occurred to me as I got a little bit older, I tried to memorize formulas as opposed to logic through problems. And so it only really occurred to me after I finished university and started working that, like, they have computers to do formulas. You know, it's all about logic and all about working through problems and you know, options and so forth. And I think that's where I really started to grow and learn. And of course, as Charlie alluded to, you work with great people. And the trick, I think, is working with people that the collective solves the problems and goes somewhere, as opposed to one person. You know, Steve Jobs, okay, he was the driver, but you know, I work for a business, so truly a team sport.
But your work ethic, did it come? There were 6 of you in the family. You're born and raised in Brantford, Ontario. Is that correct? And you moved to Winnipeg.
Yeah.
But I want to know where the work ethic came from. Did you just say, "Oh, I'm going to be a hard worker," or did it come from your mom and dad, or did you have to fight at the table with the other 5 for food?
I think it came from home. I mean, any of us that are blessed with, you know, families that are truly loving and supportive. You know, my dad was an immigrant from Belgium. He came to Canada at 18 years old with, you know, 2 nickels to rub together. My mother came from a modest home in Sherbrooke, Quebec. She was a nurse. But, you know, he had 2 visions and 2 things that drove him. One was working harder than anybody else, and the second issue is giving back to the community that gave him a chance, which goes back to this concept of, you know, giving more than you take. And, you know, there's some amazing people on this roster of Hall of Fame and in the room, you know, Doug Harvey's, Dave Johnson's, what they do for our community. I think that's what inspires a lot of us to say, it's our time now.
Okay. Hang on one second. I'm hearing some people chat somewhere in the room. Where's that coming from? Nowhere now. That's good. Tahar, more microphone for Paul, please. Charlie, how'd you get into this business? You made reference to it in your video. I have two questions for you. How'd you get into the business, and when did you find out that you were in right livelihood?
From an early age, I fell in love with the magic of compound interest. Back in the days when you were reading Playboy and Penthouse, I was reading the Financial Post. And the fact that you could buy a bond that paid 10% that would double every 7.2 years and make money for you. You could be going to sleep and making money. And then I realized businesses compounded, interest compound, and then I wanted in the business. Then I realized in those days, they really only wanted to hire people that came from the right families and the right schools, the right parents, all those things I didn't have. I had a university degree from U of M, in honors in finance, and I got to finance, but it kind of opened the door. And then one day, one guy saw something in me, and he hired about 10 of us. And his philosophy told me afterwards, he threw us against the wall, and I stuck, and it worked out. The Dow Jones was 1,000 the day I joined. It dropped to 800, and I thought the world fell apart. Well, it didn't fall apart. I didn't have any money in the market. So I started buying, and the market hasn't stopped. It's at 50,000 today. So I got caught along in the greatest bull market in history. I was always an optimist. I always saw an advantage or an angle in some stuff. And we just made the best of it. And we just stuck to it. We believed in people. And as Paul was talking about, it's the people around you. And I was never afraid to hire people smarter than me. And we brought them to business, and they excelled. When people made mistakes at Wellington, we patted them on the back and said, don't do it again, make new ones. And so it gave people this liberation, this opportunity to be great. So everyone that's come to us has become way greater, better partners and have made our firms good. So the signature of the firm is growth and success and stuff, and I get to wear that. But I joked in the video, I get to lead the Congo line. There's a lot of people way smarter than me. The part that drives me crazy, it's way easier to hire people smarter than me than I thought.
You know that passion you had about compound interest? That explains the allure from the women early on, right?
Very true.
Brantford, Ontario, Winnipeg. You went to University of Manitoba. I guess that's where you got your passion to give back from. I want to skip ahead to your career. Let's go from university. You went over at Federal Industries. But let's talk a little bit about Federal Industries a little bit, and then how you ended up at Standard Aero, and then I want to noodle around Standard Aero a bit.
So Federal, for some of the people in the group would know, was a really special Canadian publicly traded company.
Yeah.
And different holdings, different businesses, and they hired students in their third year to do a summer project, and if they liked you, they hired you. And so I got an opportunity to get hired, and they moved me to Edmonton, Alberta, and I worked in the trucking industry. I was moving oil rigs. Literally, I started as a swamper in the mud moving rigs, and then I got promoted to a truck driver.
In Alberta or in Manitoba?
Alberta.
Yeah.
And it's quite a profound thing as a young person, because I was living in a camp in northern West Alberta, and it was really an immoral place. You know, lots of drugs and women and whatever. And I remember writing a letter to Jack Fraser, which some of the people in the room will know, and I said, "Dear Mr. Fraser, I'm really learning a lot, but this is completely counter to my morals. Like, I can't live in this environment. I can't work in this." So he moved me back, and I got a job at Standard Aero. I started as a marketing assistant. And
Standard was part of the Federal Group?
Correct.
I see. Okay, that's how you dubbed it. And then you had an amazing career there, because you had so many jobs within Standard Aero. You were there for almost 25 years, right?
24 and 8 months. Didn't get the gold watch, unfortunately, but really a special company. And I know there's a number of people here that work there, but when you find inspirational leadership, Bob Hamburg was the CEO at the time, and a vision to take the business somewhere, not just tweak it, but fundamentally change it and drive it. And so we became a really global power. It was wonderful. And you look at the businesses in Manitoba, there's all kinds of us that are grads from Standard Aero that have spun into all kinds of businesses. But I think the lesson there is, when somebody believes in you as a leader, it's so powerful to be able to feel that you have somebody watching you, but also, got to make it yourself and deliver. So it was a really neat opportunity.
But what happened at Standard Aero? I mean, were you not the heir apparent, or did they just cut you loose, and that made you available for new flyer? Was it an unceremoniously change? Or?
Standard went through a number of private equity flips and then was sold to the ruler of Dubai, and they set up a private equity business in Phoenix. And it was a really funny dynamic, because I was the CEO of the business. They flew me to New York, and he said, "I got two options. either you and your team go away or me and my team go away, because it was a corporate group. Phoned me back a week later and said, I've decided you're fired, and I had to fire my entire executive team. So the next week, the front page of the paper, or the business section, said, Subri ousted. I think my wife still has the clipping, which she reminds me of often. But then I got a call literally the next day from NFI or New Flyer to be able to go and join there.
Charlie, not every advisor, in fact, it's rare an advisor in their career who has a clientele wants to wake up one morning and own their own business. You opened up Wellington 1.0, I think it was in 1993. And what was the seed? What was sort of the germination of you to be now the next level as a business owner? Where did that come from?
I started to watch our industry go into bigger mode, and this is the banks and other groups started to come in here, and big companies have a lot of value added in certain places, but for places to work at, it's not always the greatest place. So I always looked at it and say, how can I make that customer feel unique? How can they become special? Well, bigger didn't answer that. So I wanted to have a mass customized opportunity for clients in Manitoba, and we really focused on trying to change that. So we knew their name, we knew their kids, we knew their plan. We found some local businesses. We attached our wagon to some beautiful people. Exchange Income Fund, Boyd, two of the most successful companies in Manitoba history. I think Mike Piles hides somewhere back here. Number one in dividend growth stock in Canada for 20 years, and Boyd was the number one growth stock. And we brought them out of the baby stage. They grew up and went other places. So we found things to make us better, found ways to get attached to the community, and found ways to make money at it, and knowing everybody, and knowing everyone's name. And that meant a lot to me.
And then when you transitioned out of Wellington 1.0 the first time, what was the size of it? Do you remember the assets under administration and the number of employees? Just a couple of measuring sticks. And hold that microphone like an ice cream cone.
Yeah, we were at 10.2 billion, 666 employees.
Sorry, how much billion? Sorry,
10.2.
Yeah.
And 666, that number stood out for some reason. And and a great success and a wonderful thing. And I thought my career might just fade off slowly after that. Apparently it didn't.
No, we're going to come back to that. Okay, now you're in charge of New Flyer. You show up in this position. What was not okay with New Flyer? Give me one thing that wasn't okay with it, and what change did you make?
So New Flyer had gone through almost bankruptcy, government involvement, number of private equity flips, hundreds of $1 million working through the front door and going out the back door.
Sounds like it was a mess.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a mess. You know, the business revolutionized public transit. It just kind of got out of control. And so the opportunity after it went public as a kind of a funky income deposit security, two additional, secondary offerings, the private equity's out, and that's when I joined. And so myself and a few others joined the business, and some really solid business leaders that were there, and said, this is now ours. And so it's all about the factory, it's all about the people, it's all about the culture. And so the other dynamic is we started to generate cash flow. And so this stock market pressure was, how do you grow, where do you grow? And so we started to two things. Let's figure out how to grow, let's figure out how to diversify. And so we got into motor coaches and double decks and parts business and so forth. And what's really cool is watching that team calibrate. We went through COVID and supply chain. We lost hundreds of millions of dollars. We went through $600 million of cash flow, and Brad alluded to it. We refinanced the business 8 times in 2 years. Like, it was crazy. We didn't lose one executive or one senior member. The team stuck with it. And so I think a lot of it had to do with just coalescing the culture, and people are there because they wanted to be there, not because they had to be there. It was really cool to be part of.
Your career there was, what, 17 years? Was it 09? So you were part of my CEO Luncheon Series last decade, and it was 2014, and you shared your story. At that time, the New Flyer shares were $8. When?
Let's not go there.
No,
actually.
we're going to go there.
Some of the people may have lost money in this room here.
Oh, but 4 years later, the share prices had tipped over $50.
It was only 62.
But
we're
it was
on our way
counting.
back.
Was it? Sorry, it was 62. I must have been. Is it on the U.S. exchange too?
No, just the TSX.
Okay. All right. So north of 60 then, from 8 to 60 in that 4 years. That takes us to maybe around 2019. You are leading this company. You must have been on cloud 9. Everybody's making money. And then the stock cratered, and COVID hadn't yet happened.
The start of the reduction in the stock price had to do with the decision we made to invest in fabrication of our own parts. And setting up that business didn't go as planned. And
so this was your doing?
Yeah, you don't have the parts, you can't build the buses. And so we rectified that, and then of course we got into the COVID dynamic and supply chain.
Yeah, it went from 60 to 8, back to 30, back to 8, now it's 20. But I guess really the question behind the question, Paul, is how hard was that for you? Like you're on cloud 9, and now it's not going well.
As a leader of a business, and I mean, Charlie knows this and sees it from a different perspective, but first of all, it's not just the customers that aren't getting their buses. You're worried about your employees. You're not paying bonuses to your executives, so how do you hang on to them?
Yeah.
And this whole dynamic of getting people to want to stick with it to come out of the trough. So it was hard on me and hard on our executive team. And March 23rd, 2020, phoned the board saying, we're going to shut down 52 plants. And I remember being on business council calls and different people saying, oh, we can do this from home, and we got everybody set up from home. You can't build a bus from home, right?
Right.
The impact on 9,000 people and their families is massive. And so I think what I'm most proud of is the team stuck together, and we got through it, and now we're back up on the forward trajectory.
You had some health issues. Was that the impetus of it, or was that something different? Well, maybe I should ask that question, eh? No?
198 over 129 was my blood pressure. So Manitoba story.
Sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
129 over 192 over 129.
That's right. Yeah.
Go to the doctor, try to get a cardiologist. Perfect story. 6 months to get a cardiologist. I think your blood pressure is high. You should probably have some tests. 6 months to get the test. 4 months to get an answer. Good news, your heart's fine. You got an aneurysm on your aorta. And so it's one of those ones where it's unfortunate in some of our medical system, but the realization you got to advocate for yourself in the health system. And so that's also a life lesson. And anybody I talk to that has any issues, just letting the system happen, you got to push for yourself. And so I got lucky, and I'm in good shape.
Charlie, you could have mailed it in at 1.0. You didn't. You did sort of a transition. At National, you decided to go 2.0. Most of your friends, clients, I'm quite sure, heck, he's younger than you, and he's hanging out in pot. He's retired now. And why? Why 2.0? Why keep going? What's the drive? What are you chasing? What are you chasing?
First of all, I love my job. I love going into work. I was able to redesign and reconfigure the whole thing. So I'm a two-headed monster. I kind of run a bunch of high net worth clients, and then I get to run the firm over here. Well, the secret on this side is Sean Hauser and the executive team run all that stuff. I run the board that runs them, and shit flows downhill very well. We report very quickly, and we get the answer done.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Yeah. So, but I thought there was something better. I was one of the top brokers at National Bank. It's a lovely place. I have nothing but great friends. I think Dana and I are still their largest individual shareholders of the bank. So we have nothing but good things to say about them. They overpaid me, but I wasn't happy. And I wasn't happy because I thought there was something better my clients could get, more customized, better products, better reach, what it was. And we had this dream to build a shop, build in Manitoba, use the skills and stuff that are just abundant in Manitoba in our industry, and then fly to New York and get the best, brightest minds in the world. Well, we thought of it. John Kilfoyle executed it, and we have Apollo and BlackRock and Goldman and like everyone that wants to be in Canada. The banks have been stuffing them out. We've opened the door to them, and they're coming into Canada through here, and it's an unbelievable story. My dream is being executed mainly as a killer and his team and what they're doing. So I can see this vision that we can do something so good for the consumer, and I get excited about coming to work. I get excited about dealing with the shit the orange guy deals out there all the time. I wish we'd send him golfing for a few months and just let the world find its own happy medium and be there.
Yeah, so retirement in the traditional sense of the word, you'll just work until the gas tank's empty, and that'll be it. Is that how you see it?
No, I'll ask Dana. She'll tell me. I mean, Dana's had her own success story and all this great stuff. And the beautiful part now, we've got her between CEO jobs. So she's on boards and she's busy and she's not quite was, but it's given me a window to pull back and slow down. So I have a brilliant team of 11 people that make my team look really good. I have a brilliant set of executives that run the business. So I get to be the puppet master and only deal with people I like or I have fun with. We have a no asshole clause at our shop. I mean, so it's really, really good. So it's this utopia of a place to go work at. So we're pretty lucky on that front. And I think it's going to just allow us to compound time and time again, because the big structure of shops just can't match what we can do. And with our innovation in the world and bringing it to Winnipeg is just amazing.
Yeah, I can feel your passion and energy. There's no quit here. This is an opportunity to say something about your spouses and family, and then I want to go into some rapid fire questions because we have a very short time together. Paul, the support of your family through thick and thin with Christine and your kids, how much did that mean to you? How were they involved in the whole process to get you to get an award like this?
You know, it's everything, and I had the benefit of great parents and fantastic family and siblings and a real sense of home and house. And so I got a lot to learn about watch. It's something I aspired to do. I met a fantastic partner, 32 years ago, and she gave up her nursing career to kind of allow me. I was 170, 180 days a year every year for 30 plus years traveling, if not 40. And then, when kids come along, it changes that dynamic. My only real regret is not really being able to spend as much time coaching their sports like, other parents do. But I tried once, and that failed when I was coaching Maddie's hockey. Didn't do very well. But, family is everything. And the more, you get to meet people and they keep talking about it, kind of on your deathbed. Nobody's going to care what car you drive or where your house was. Family is everything. And so I've been blessed with both, siblings, parents, and now spouse and kids that are just tremendous and very supportive. And so now, I did retire, and so now it's a little bit of time to give back. And she can still kill me at both pickleball and golf, so I got some work to do.
Charlie, do you want to? This is an opportunity to put an exclamation point on what you shared in the video about Dana and family.
Yeah, I mean, Dana hit on a whole bunch, and she kind of gets it. I think y'all get how important she is. But my success started with the women in my background. My grandmother and my mother, really strong people, had to deal with a lot of shit to get things done in their life and move us along and make us better. So this strong female influence in my life started young. So when Dana fit in here, just fit like a glove. So Mom taught me common sense, taught me hard work, taught me how to not waste stuff. All these things that aren't as easy. I have a son, he's here. He's in his 20s now. He's back in school. He got the unfortunate part of COVID, messed up his school. We had to talk or maybe bribe him to go back to school and finish it off. And it's exciting to watch this next generation and see what they can achieve. And I can probably make Cole's life pretty easy in our business. I know some people there that would probably make it good. But he wants to be in an outside business. He wants to excel at something that is more outdoors, and we want him to pick whatever is the greatest thing that's going to make him happy and feel fulfilled for his life, and that's really important. So we got to get off our self-centered side and just say it's all about me. Well, it is about family. Paul nailed it. We're nothing without our family, and our success of my wife and my son will be the greatest measure of what we do going ahead.
Okay. Let's transition into a few quick questions. I call them rapid fire questions. I'm not going to number them. I put a whole bunch together, probably more than but let's see how we make out. I'm going to ask you a question. You answer the question. Whatever thought or word comes to mind, I'll do my best not to rebuke, but this will help humanize our inductees. So let's do a couple warm-up questions, and then we'll get into some more interesting ones. Here we go. I don't just go flip back and forth. You're smiling, eh? Because you have no idea what's coming, eh? Shit, I'd be scared too, actually. No, it's not like that at all. Charlie, morning person or night owl?
I used to be a night owl. I've converted to morning.
Paul, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Charlie, favorite place you've ever traveled?
Antarctica.
Paul, what's your go-to comfort food when no one's watching?
Pizza.
He didn't take any time answering that, did he? Charlie, what is one characteristic in a person you most admire?
Common sense.
Paul, what is one characteristic in a person you least admire?
Ego.
Charlie, what's one habit you have outside of work that surprises people?
I got to pass. Over to you, Paul. Yeah.
Charlie, if you weren't here right now, what do you think you'd be doing?
I'd be watching Suits. Dana and I just got into that, so we're way behind on it. We're catching up, yeah.
Paul, you built buses for a living. When was the last time you took a bus? Hey.
Grade 12.
Let's let that one sink in for a moment. Charlie, who had the biggest influence on how you lead today?
Warren Buffett.
Paul, what's something you used to chase that matters far less to you now?
Girls.
Somebody out here egged you on. Christine, he did not mean that. He's just hamming it up.
Never caught any, though.
You got the fish. You got the best. Charlie. Yeah. Charlie, what's one decision that felt risky at the time but changed everything?
The MTS stock issue.
Paul, what's a lesson you learned the hard way that you're grateful for today?
Long story, but trusting people. When I worked at Standard Arrow, we had a deal with Lockheed Martin, and it was a massive deal for the renewal of a huge contract. And I shook hands with the CEO of Lockheed Martin, and she lied to me, and I never documented it. So that whole dynamic of word is one thing, but ensuring you've got it locked in.
Charlie, what's a mistake you see early leaders make over and over again?
Thinking too much of themselves.
Paul, if you had a walk-up song, what would it be?
I was really into funk when I thought I was colored for a while, so.
I didn't hear that. What?
I would go with like Celebration. Cool. And
Celebration. Charlie, you passed on a question. You had a moment to think about it. What would your walk-up song be?
Taking care of business.
Yeah, okay. 2 questions left, and they're the same for both of you. You're on your deathbed, Paul, and your dying words to your son and daughter would be?
I guess the whole dynamic of family, back to, like, it's really important to me that, you know, I've had some business success, but that's because I'm on fantastic teams and fantastic companies. At the end of the day, it's about personal relationships and value and trust and honesty and sincerity. And so as much as I want a fast car and a nice cottage, it's all about relationships and family.
Charlie, you get the same question. You're on your deathbed, and your dying words to your son, Cole, would be?
We've actually discussed this a little bit. Dana and I have decided that whatever wealth we're going to create out of these great businesses we've been part of, we're going to give away and give a lot back to this community. So we have a foundation. Blaine Coates sort of runs it. Dana's the newly minted president of it. And my idea is I want to give as much as I can away with a warm hand and the last little bit with a cold hand.
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. Last question for both of you. Same question. Actually, I'll go to you because you had a chance to maybe think about your other one. Charlie, in one word, if possible, how would the people you know best describe you?
A simple, low IQ salesman.
4 words. Yeah, a lot of fight. That's okay. That's one word with hyphens. Paul, in one word, how would the people you know best describe you?
I would hope that honest.
Patty, come on up. We thought about this. Patty thought maybe she was going to have to give a speech. Not at all. And we actually thought about leaving the chair empty. You understand why. But Patty is the matriarch. And you heard it here tonight, that behind 3 great men are 3 amazing women. Come on up. I want you to sit right here. You don't have to say anything. The 41st, the 42nd, and the 43rd newly minted Manitoba inductees of the Manitoba Business Hall of Fame, right before your very eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, let's let them know our appreciation. Up you go. Let's go. Congratulations, you 3. Well deserved. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. We appreciate it. Thank you for your love and your support. There's picture taking on the stage. The photographer will be up. The official night is officially done. Stick around or leave, and we look forward to seeing you next year at the 13th annual. Good night. God bless.